This is Season 8, Episode 156 of the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast.
Sometimes the important thing is not the number of miles you've driven, but what's going on inside your head while driving. The Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast will stimulate your mind and keep you company while on the road. Join us for education, motivation, and inspiration from wherever you may be in our nation. You'll hear roundtable discussions about important information that's impacting our industry. Plus, you'll learn more about new technology, equipment, driving opportunities, safety, and operations. Get driver success and fitness tips to keep you profitable, safe, healthy, as well as entertaining stories from the road. And don't you know, we've all got a few of those. We might be traveling in different directions, but we're all part of one driver community at the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. With your host, trucker Tim Cicerelli.
Well, hello, friends. Welcome in to episode 156 of the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. Tim Cicerelli with you here, and we've got a terrific episode. As a matter of fact, you are going to meet Stevens Transport's nominee for the Transition Trucking 2025 Award. He served our country in the United States Army, and he is our proud representative for this prestigious award. And we had an amazing conversation with Mark Scriven. So if you would, please stick around for that. And we're just a few weeks away from National Driver Appreciation Week 2025. Angela Horowitz is back on the podcast to let us know about everything that we can look forward to, how to plan and prepare to make the most out of the week that celebrates you, our drivers. Very excited to tell you about all the wonderful things that are planned for you coming up in just a little bit. And at the time of this recording, we are smack dab in the middle of the dog days of summer. It is hot, and sometimes that can affect your freight. So joining us now is the newly appointed manager of OSND to break down the challenges of overages, shortages, and damages, and why temperature control is key for our refrigerated trailers. Let's open up this show with Joe Adams on our Stevens Roundtable. This is our Stevens Roundtable. This is where we stay on top of all things happening in real time at Stevens Transport, because it's very important that we get this information out quickly. And at the time of this recording and release of this episode, it's hot. We are in the dog days of summer, and that can affect the freight, obviously, especially with refrigerated trailers. And joining us now for two reasons. One, to congratulate them, and two, to kind of keep us up to speed on overages, shortages, and damages, OSND. Joining us now is the new manager of OSND. He's been on the podcast before. Great to have him back, Joe Adams. Good to see you again, buddy. Thanks for being with us.
I appreciate you letting me back on, man. Good seeing you, too.
Well, Joe, before we get into OSND and the heat and how we're all on high alert right now with the freight because of that heat, congratulations. I mean, the last time you and I spoke on the podcast, I think you got a new position back then. And here you are flying up that org chart, flying up that company ladder with this new position. Tell us about that transition. But first of all, congratulations to you.
Thank you. Yeah. So the last time I was on the podcast, I had just been promoted to like the OSND team lead or assistant manager, however you want to call it. And then I was doing that. We were probably 6 months in. And then my boss, he told me he was going to leave and he was going to go do something else. Kind of fell into my lap a little bit, right? But it's a very small niche of people that can do this job across the world. If you ask 100 people about it, maybe 5 people know what the job actually is, right? Or what OSND is, right? I've been kind of learning as I go since I got into the role. But yeah, I got promoted to the manager not too long ago, and we just kind of been flying ever since then.
Been flying ever since then. So it's been a relatively easy transition for you. Tell us a little bit about your team before we move forward.
Yeah, so I have a very newer team. I have 3 OSD analysts under me, OSND analysts under me, and then I have 2 temp analysts under me also. Had an intern for a little bit, but he went back to college. We're just down to about 5 people across the way. So they're a little bit younger, newer, new faces, so that's nice to have. And they're trying hard, they're learning, and that's all I can ask for.
I would think the new faces and the youth would enable you to craft and mold your team to what Stevens requires and expects, as opposed to inheriting maybe some bad habits and then getting in there as a manager trying to I don't know, steer that Titanic, which is tough to do, right? So it sounds like you're in the perfect spot to really enhance this position and help out Stevens Transport with those overages, shortages, and damages. So let's shift gears to that. Here we are in August, the dog days of summer, and it's hot. Tell us why that would affect what's happening with the freight. When I know a lot of drivers that are listening already know that, but we have a lot of people that are listening to this podcast that are considering a career in logistics behind the wheel or on the corporate side like you. So talk about why OSND is important and why the heat affects us.
Yeah, so, Stevens it's temperature controlled. That's what we do a lot of. A majority of our freighters temperature controlled. We only have reefer trailers. We don't have dry trailers. Our vans are all refrigerated units. So with that being said, August is probably the hottest month out of the year, in my opinion. And then on top of that, whenever you have refrigerated product and 100-degree heat, it battles each other all day. So you gotta be on high alert. You gotta be watching your trailer temps, across the board, making sure everything's staying at temp. And temperature is one of those things that falls under OSND. I know OSND's, it's overages, shortages, damages, but it's also rejections, temperature issues, right? A lot of things kind of fall under that category in a sense that people don't think about in the moment.
And so for the drivers, how are they in charge of controlling what's happening in the back? Because we've got computers that do that and people there back at the office, right? So tell us a little bit about the driver's responsibility in controlling the temperature.
So the driver's responsibility starts at they get their work assignment, whatever the work assignment says, they should run the temperature at that. But then they get a bill of lading when they actually get to the shipper. Whatever the temperature on the bill of lading is, that's what they should run their reefer at. So that's the bill of lading is kind of what you go off of. And then throughout transit, they should be doing what we call pre-trip, post-trip inspections, PTIs. And when you do a PTI, one of the checklists on that is what's your reefer, showing. Is it at the right temperature? Is it running at the right temperature? Just because it's set to the right temperature doesn't mean it's running at the right temperature. Is it throwing a code? If it's throwing a code, have you told the right people about it? There's a long list of things, like a laundry list of it, but that's what it goes down to. The driver's responsibility is to make sure he sets his reefer to the right temperature, and then he needs to make sure during transit that it's running at the right temperature. We're lucky enough here at Stevens that the temp analyst under me, that's all they do all day is watch trailer temperatures. If something gets out of range or something looks bad, they can catch it on a report that we have. Sometimes those trailers aren't tracking right. Sometimes they got to go in for maintenance and get the microchips updated, stuff like that. So it's always up to the driver at the end of the day to really be aware, be vigilant, call it in. If he thinks there's an issue, you got to get it right out of the front eyes. Whoever you got to call to tell, it'll always trickle back. But it starts with them. They got to make the call. They got to say, oh, there's a problem here.
Yeah, don't fully rely on what is being sent back to headquarters, right?
Yeah.
And it's obviously one of the most important thing is to get that freight and themselves to their point of drop off safely. And how wonderful for our drivers that they've got a team behind them that's just double checking things, but it does start with them.
Yeah.
Joe, so but it's more like you said than hot dog days of summer, August, with overages, shortages, and damages. In this new position, do you have any initiatives that you're going to implement? How do you plan on enhancing that department and making it a little more efficient and effective?
So I'm on the drawing board still with a bunch of things, but we're doing some things behind the scenes to make catching those kind of temperature discrepancies a way easier thing. And then we're also working on implementing a couple new processes for OSND that would really get the driver more involved, so we don't miss things in the moment and catch them a day later or hours later. We catch it in the actual moment itself. So it's just one of those things we got to work with with our guys in IT that are kind of, helping rate the ideas that we've kind of, want to implement. So it's one of those things. But yeah, we got some things coming up, hopefully in the next couple months, that'll make it a lot easier on the drivers.
When those things come to fruition and they come off the drawing board and start in the implementation mode, let's have you back on the podcast so our drivers can be informed in real time. Sound good?
Yeah, for sure. Sounds real good.
All right, buddy. Joe Adams, Manager, OSND, new position. Congratulations, my friend. I look forward to seeing you during Driver Appreciation Week. Have a great day, my friend.
Thank you. You too.
Well, we are now just a few weeks away from one of our favorite weeks of the year at Stevens Transport. It's time to celebrate you, our friends on the other side of the speakers, listening to us while you're out there on the road. We're trying to keep you entertained, informed, and educated with this podcast, and it's time to celebrate you. It's Driver Appreciation Week right around the corner. And joining us now, as she always does, as we prepare for Driver Appreciation Week, and to show her appreciation even a little bit earlier than we normally do during that week, of course, is Angela Horowitz back with us on the podcast. Hey, Angela, getting excited about this big event coming up shortly.
Well, hi there, Tim. Always good to see you. And of course, we're gearing up for National Driver Appreciation Week. But I just want all of our drivers to know that I appreciate you 365 days a year. And everyone here at Stevens feels the same way. We know how valuable our drivers are and how much we depend on them to satisfy our customers, to meet and exceed the safety performance goals, and to really deliver all the essentials across America.
And so this will be my fifth opportunity to participate in the Stevens Transport style Driver Appreciation Week. And every year it seems to get bigger and better. And I'll be back out there again on Thursday and Friday to wrap up the week outside the Driver's Lounge to bring our drivers on to celebrate them. Angela, can you tell us what we've got planned for our drivers coming up this year in 2025?
Well, something that we're bringing back. It's been many years, but Kenworth, the local dealership here and the one that supplies us with all of our trucks, is coming out, and they are going to bring their grills, their hamburgers, their hot dogs, and they want to pay special tribute to all of the drivers for the great job that they do for Stevens and for the industry. So on Monday, we've got Kenworth on the grill. On Tuesday, Lori Jensen's surprise lunch. It's always good. And Wednesday, back by popular demand, I think we've got Dickey's Barbecue. And Thursday, On the Border, we'll be spicing it up here. It's always a big hit. And our favorite day of the week is Friday, and the annual chili cook-off, where the drivers get to actually judge all of the chili. Company-wide, there's anywhere from 15 to 20 teams that are scheming right now on their recipes to try to take bragging rights for first place. And we love that the drivers get to vote and judge who the best chili is. And, of course, the department with the best chili always wins a free lunch. And so we're excited about that. And with them will be Golf's legendary hamburgers and chicken sandwiches here Friday grilling. So if you want to put a little chili on that burger, you'll have an opportunity to do that too. And then we've got lots of fun games and prizes, football toss, truck rodeo, bingo, trivia, ping pong, foosball, just lots of fun daily activities, and most importantly, our drivers on the road, we want them participating. So we've got a photo contest this year. Want them to send in photos. They can send them in every day. They can send in multiple photos, but we'll have a photo contest winner every day. And of course, they'll have meals on the road, and we have anywhere from 15 to 20 raffles a day, fleet-wide, that we'll be giving away iPads and all kinds of fun toys and gift cards and you name it. So it's going to be an exciting year.
Well, we're a mere few weeks away. You mentioned a way for our drivers who aren't able to make it on the yard that week, a way for them to be celebrated, a way for them to participate as well. And you mentioned a way for them to send in their photos. Do we know where they can send those photos in at this time?
Yes, submit those photos to social media at stevenstransport.com, and they'll be received by our marketing department. And there are a few judges that are going to select the best photos here, and they'll have a contest every day. And I think the winner receives a $100 gift card to either Love's or the TA or Walmart or whatever they choose. So that's going to be fun and exciting. And then we hope to make a big collage of all the incredible photos that were sent in throughout the week. And I failed to mention that this is our 45th anniversary. It's really exciting to hit that milestone. So we're going to go big. We're going to go bold this year, give out more prizes than we ever had before, and just really go overboard celebrating all of our drivers and how much we appreciate them.
How about this year's T-shirt? How's that shaping up?
shaping up great. I just approved it yesterday. I wanted it to be a little different because it is our 45th anniversary, and I think our team and design team met what we were looking for, the vision, and so we're super excited for it. But T-shirts typically come in a week before the event starts, and as soon as they arrive, driver services will send out an announcement so that any driver that's on the yard or coming to the yard or what have you not will know to stop and pick up their 45th anniversary Driver Appreciation Week T-shirt.
Well, Angela, I'll be there on Thursday and Friday. I wear a large. I really would love to have one. Trucker Tim needs one of those T-shirts.
Trucker Tim will absolutely have one of those T-shirts. In fact, we ought to monogram it with Trucker Tim. That'd be pretty cool, right?
It would be cool. This is coming out obviously a few weeks prior to Driver Appreciation Week. So our friends on the other side of the speakers, behind the wheel, doing what you do for Stevens Transport, listen to this right now. If you are on the yard Thursday and Friday as we wrap up Driver Appreciation Week, please come by the Driver Lounge. I'm going to be there with this very microphone right in front of my face, and I'll have one for you. So come by, tell us your story, tell us what you love about being on the road, working for Stevens, and I'd love to put you on the podcast. So make it a point to do so. And if you are unable to join us in person there on the yard, with this new platform and how we're recording, we can record you while you're out on the road and you're stopped down. And I want to hear more of these stories from our drivers. So no matter where you are in the country, no matter what day, we'll get in touch. Go to that same email, social media at stevenstransport.com. We'll have a link to that email address in the episode notes. Say, hey, I want to be on the podcast with Trucker Tim, and we'll schedule and we'll put you on. Well, Angela, as always, so grateful for our time together. I look forward to seeing you face to face again finally at Stevens Transport on Driver Appreciation Week.
Well, Tim, I'm excited to see you too. It's always great to have you, and I know our drivers really enjoy stepping up to the podcast booth and sharing, stories from the road and the success that they've had here at Stevens. And so it's coming soon, and we're looking forward to it.
Now more than ever, truck drivers are true American heroes. The men and women who literally keep America moving by delivering goods across the country. Being a professional driver is a rewarding, financially lucrative, long-term career filled with exciting adventures. A career where you'll never have to worry about job security. If you have your CDL and keep it up, it will sustain you for the long haul. You can see the country, serve your country, and provide a good life for your family. Whether you'd rather haul on a dedicated route or lane, or prefer working with one specific customer, if you want to own your business, we have a program that sets you up for success with all the tools and support you need. We've got opportunities in our intermodal rail division, and have programs to help military veterans transition into trucking careers. We have second generations of drivers whose parents have driven for Stevens, who then trained their children and are now truck drivers. Some are even small fleet owners. So, whatever your dream is, you can achieve it right here at Stevens. If you're looking for a company with a 40-plus year track record that's never had a layoff, and just had the largest pay increase in company history for both new and experienced drivers, Stevens Transport has you covered. We offer the finest tools and technology and provide our drivers with the best state-of-the-art equipment on the market. Our infrastructure will support you both on and off the road. As a driver for Stevens, you become part of our family. Many companies throw the word family around. We're family-owned, family-run, and family-driven. Our 40-plus years of success is built on family. At Stevens, you're not just a number. Our drivers are part of our extended family, and we recognize and honor them every chance we get. If you want to be among the top income earners among professional drivers, if you want great benefits, if you want to have every type of driving opportunity at your fingertips, if you want to be part of a company that will stand behind you and ensure your success, come join the Stevens Transport family today and become an American hero. So, what are you waiting for? Take the first step toward your future career with the best trucking company in America. Become part of the Stevens Transport family today by calling our recruiting department at 1-800-333-8595 or apply online at stevenstransport.com.
Ever wondered what it's like to drive across the country and get paid to see America's breathtaking landscapes? Welcome to life as a team driver with Stevens Transport. The life of a trucker can sometimes feel solitary, But with team driving, you're never alone. Let's dive into how teaming up with another driver can transform your trucking career. So what exactly is team driving? Simply put, it's when two drivers share the responsibilities of operating the same truck. This allows for continuous travel and efficient delivery. Federal regulations require solo drivers to be off duty for at least 10 consecutive hours after 11 hours of driving. Team driving, however, maximizes productivity by alternating driving shifts, cutting down on overall trip times. By working in shifts, team drivers can cover over 5,500 miles a week. That's more than double what solo drivers can achieve, leading to more priority loads and higher earnings. Efficiency is key. With two drivers, tasks like loading and unloading become quicker and easier. Plus, you'll earn more per mile. One of the greatest perks? You get to choose your driving partner, whether it's a close friend or a new acquaintance. Having a partner on the road makes those long hauls more enjoyable. And what about rest? Team drivers sleep in comfy bunk beds while the truck is moving, allowing for nearly non-stop travel without sacrificing sleep. Safety is another major advantage. With two drivers, there's an added layer of oversight to ensure committed safety. So, if you're ready to take your trucking career to the next level, consider team driving with Stevens Transport. It's the perfect blend of companionship, efficiency, and increased earnings. Explore the benefits of team driving and start your adventure today with Stevens Transport. Apply now and join a team that drives you to success. Your journey starts here.
Welcome back to the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. My name is Tim Cicerelli, otherwise known as Trucker Tim. If you wouldn't mind, when you hit your next stop, please follow or subscribe to this podcast from whichever podcast platform you're enjoying it from. We are everywhere. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible. If it's a platform with a podcast on it, we are there. And by following the podcast, you'll have a brand new episode waiting for you each and every week as soon as it's released. And if you wouldn't mind, please leave us a review. Tell us what you like about the show and what you'd like changed. We are producing this podcast for you to keep you educated, informed, and hopefully a little entertained as well. Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. Well, there's a lot of things that we're planning at Stevens Transport. Right now, we're planning Driver Appreciation Week coming up in just a couple of weeks to show you, our drivers, how much we appreciate you and what you do, not just for Stevens Transport, but what you do for our country. And speaking of doing something for our country, I have the honor of having driver Mark Scriven on with me. Now, you've seen that name if you've been on social media or paying attention to platform science. Mr. Mark Scriven is our nominee at Stevens Transport for the Transition Trucking 2025 Award taking place in November, and he is on the road. Mark, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, boss. How you doing?
We're doing fantastic. Now, but we'll talk about transition trucking here in a moment and what this means to you and your family. But let's go over a couple of things first. We were supposed to do this interview last weekend, but you had something a little more important taking place, didn't you?
Had a baby. Had a little girl. Her name is Zayani Eliana Scriven.
Oh, beautiful. And baby and mama are doing okay?
They're doing great. I actually just left them now to get back on the road, but they are doing fine.
Is this the first time you've left them since she's been born?
No, well, yes, actually, since she's been born, this is the first time I've left them, but leaving in general, obviously being in the military, I've left a lot.
Sure.
And my lady as well, she was in the military too, so she understands how it is.
So she knows how it is, but let me tell you, I think right now as I talk to you and you are in the cab, you're not driving. We'll talk about that in a minute. You're a trainer.
Yes, sir.
All
yes,
right.
sir. I'm a trainer.
Well,
got the maroon trainer hat on.
There you go. And who are you training right now?
This is Jesus right here, man. He's actually really good, really solid. He's a level 4 student right now.
Fantastic.
We're on the way to Alabama. We got a double drop. We're on the way to Alabama and then Tennessee, Arizona.
So look at this American hero we're talking to. I mean, this is something that our drivers, really what our drivers go through. Jesus is driving. We got Mark in the passenger seat, literally talking to us while they're on the road for this podcast. But Mark, you just left your baby. Your brand new baby. And I know being in the military, you might get used to that, but this is part of what makes our drivers heroes, doing what they have to do and leaving at a tough time. I'm sure your heart is heavy as you had to say goodbye to that sweet little baby girl.
Most definitely. My son, he actually went back to school as well. I do have a son as well. His name is Zaire.
How old's your son?
He's 7 years old.
Oh,
He just turned 7 this past July.
Wow, you got a growing family, Mark. This is exciting because what's happening with transition trucking, this could change your life and the life of your family, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So you're training, you're on the road as we speak at the time of this recording. Let's talk a little bit about your military service. Which branch did you serve with?
I served in the United States Army
Awesome.
for 9 years. I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
Well, we're grateful to you, buddy. Thank you for your service. And so 9 years with the U.S. Army. What is it about Stevens Transport and trucking that made you want to transition into trucking with Stevens Transport?
I'm going to be 100% honest with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so with Stevens Transport, what got me originally was the color scheme. So I love black. I'm always wearing all black. Black is my favorite color. It looks very strong and dominant, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And that red is a nice little pop, right? And then the white letters is just it's just a nice attention grabber. And that's what got me first initially, I'm not gonna lie. Favorite color truck, brand new equipment. And that's the most important thing is your appearance and your equipment. So it's just kind of like with the Army, you got your uniform. This truck is the uniform. Nice black truck, clean, brand new. It just looks like it can get the job done.
It gets the job done with people like you behind the wheel. And listen, I've talked to probably hundreds of drivers since we started this podcast 8 seasons ago. And a lot of them say that, gosh, that's just a good looking truck and I look good in it.
Yeah. Most definitely.
And I love what you said. You know, it shows that it just looks strong. You get the job done. And the color scheme, I'm a Georgia Bulldog fan, so I don't mind the black and red either myself, man.
Most definitely, yeah. I'm actually from Georgia.
Are you? What part of Georgia are you from?
Savannah.
Oh, beautiful part of Georgia, down south. Fantastic.
Uh-huh.
So you look good in that truck. You got a growing family. What would winning this award, which is a brand new Kenworth T680, do for you on Veterans Day? Tell me how it would change your life.
For one, obviously an income increase, dramatic.
Yeah.
I think it would just give us more of a base to make a bigger impact inside what I'm already doing. So I think it'll make me a little bit more busier because I'm looking to like expand from that and kind of grow inside of the trucking industry.
Yeah.
That's a huge opportunity to have a truck that's already like paid off. And if you do it right, you could really grow something big. That's like a seed right there.
It's a seed. That's right.
A tree.
That's I love that you put it that way because that's what it is. I mean, it's less overhead. It's brand spanking new. You're not going to have to worry about many repairs, just maintenance. I mean, it is a huge seed to grow your business and provide for your family.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely, it's a seed. And I was actually looking into the logistics side as well to start while I'm still driving to start a logistics company. So get into like the brokerage side of things.
Yeah.
And then also operate, So that's my long-term goal is to just build, expand in the trucking industry, start up some more jobs. Obviously, it'll be a veteran business as well. So, look into hiring more veterans as well, and keeping people active, keeping things rolling.
Listen, buddy, you are pointed in the right direction, and you've got a strong family behind you with Stevens Transport. And when the voting starts on November 1st, we're going to be behind you, and this podcast is going to be pushing you. And we're going to do everything we can to get you into that truck, to grow your company, to grow your career, to help your family. And we're just grateful for everything you've done for our country, grateful for everything you're doing for Stevens Transport. And we're going to be talking a bunch of times. So you and I are going to become friends here, Mark, okay?
Hey, we already there.
We already
got
there.
The text messages in.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we already there, bro.
That's right. Well, I'm grateful to be a part of your life right now and to promote the heck out of you because you're a quality young man. And to be a part of this Stevens family means a lot to us. And we're going to be pulling for you, my friend. You be safe out there. I hope you feel better. Congratulations on your brand new baby girl. And let's get Jesus up and trained so he can get out there and do his own thing as well.
I appreciate it, Tim. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to being back on the podcast. Keep this thing rolling.
Well, there she is. Pump the Brakes in episode 156 of the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. If you found this podcast because you're searching for a brand new career, please make sure you visit the episode notes. We will have phone numbers and every link possible for you to learn more about Stevens Transport and even schedule a call with one of our recruiters. All the information is in the episode notes. And like we said earlier, please follow or subscribe to this podcast from whichever platform you're enjoying it from and share it with one of your fellow drivers. We sure would appreciate it. And finally, my name is Tim Cicerelli, otherwise known as Trucker Tim. Thanks for joining me. And until next time, be safe out there. And thanks for listening to the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast.